the shocking news of last night, in which U.S. President Donald Trump was actually indicted. This came as a surprise for me, even though the president said more than a week ago, I believe, he expected to be indicted a week ago Monday. I thought that common sense had consumed Alvin Bragg. He is the New York DA that is pursuing this indictment. And so many things don't make sense, Sheila. The fact that what Trump is accused of is a misdemeanor that is beyond the state of limitations, the statute of limitations, rather. And somehow the misdemeanor is going to be reclassified as a felony. And this is what is bringing the charges against Mr. Trump. Sheila, there is an outrage, and it's not just Trump supporters saying this. You even have Democrats saying this is the wrong way to go. This Trump derangement syndrome is only going to make, I think, Donald Trump a folk hero, a martyr. They are so hell-bent on having that photograph of Donald Trump in an orange prison jumpsuit with the handcuffs on and the mugshots. And I'll make a prediction, Sheila. If that happens, and I don't see it happening, but if that does happen, I bet you that within days, you will see millions of Trump supporters wearing that image on T-shirts. This is going to engage the base. This is going to make people on the fence of being a Trump supporter become a Trump supporter. And I do reference history. If you recall, back when Bill Clinton was president, Sheila, when the Monica Lewinsky scandal broke, the longer that dragged on, guess what? The higher the president's approval rating occurred. People thought it was mean-spirited. People thought this was a bullying case against President Clinton. I see exactly the same thing happening to Donald Trump. And by the way, here's a little detail kind of lost in the wash, I think. What was the crime? He signed a non-disclosure agreement with the porn star Stormy Daniels. And for that, he's being crucified because there's some connection to campaign financing. Well, Barack Obama was in a scandal when he used, I think it was $300,000 of campaign financing for something else. I don't see him being hauled in front of a court. So, Sheila, what are your thoughts on this?
This is going to make people like Ron DeSantis vote for Donald Trump. This is going to make people like Nikki Haley vote for Donald Trump. What this is going to do is weaponize even people who don't like Donald Trump, but who cannot abide the Democrats weaponizing the justice system against their political enemies, which is what's happening here. This is the kind of stuff they do in China. This is the kind of stuff that they do in Venezuela. This is the kind of stuff they do in Cuba and more, some of these corrupt places of the world. This is what they do. They find a reason to arrest their political enemies, and then they just go do it. And the media cheers, and the establishment cheers, and democracy suffers. Yeah, I think if I'm understanding correctly, although it's very convoluted, the problem is that Donald Trump paid the NDA out of pocket, and as opposed to taking it from campaign finance funds, because the benefit to the campaign was that this horrible X-rated, can we call them actresses, performers? Is it a performance? I don't even know. But her silence was a credit to the campaign. So, I mean, what in God's name are these people thinking? 30 counts and the indictment is under seal for a couple of days. So people don't even get to know what it is. And as I forget who said it, but it was probably Mark Levin that said a grand jury in New York would indict a ham sandwich. It was only a matter of time. And that really is true. And I think it's because they didn't know how to back out of this. Like, they started getting on this crazy train of, oh, we're going to go after Trump one more time. The only reason you're going after Trump now is because he's presumed to, well, he did announce. And so he's going to be the presumed nominee. And so that's the only reason they're going after him. But I think they didn't know how to back out of it. I think they had no idea, like, they started it, then, people really didn't like what was happening, even Democrats, but they couldn't get out of this without an indictment, I think. And that's why we're here.
And Sheila, even though it'll be held in New York, here's the thing. This is what lawyers call, I'm looking for it because I think it's a technical term. Oh, yes. This is what's known as a shite case, okay? Because look who your star witnesses are going to be. It's Cohen, the disgraced lawyer, and the porn star, Stormy Daniels. Who is actually has said there was no relationship. And if you look at some of her recent tweets, it makes you wonder if she's all there. She says there are tentacle monsters haunting her house, right? So good luck. If that's the best you've got to take the stand against Donald Trump, even in New York City, good luck. And, there's a bizarre sidebar, because Alvin Bragg is Black and Jewish, people are saying, oh, if you're going after Mr. Bragg, you're a racist and you're an anti-Semite. Who is making these allegations? Who is bringing race and religion into this argument? It's just these far leftists who are consumed with Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, the same people who hate the state of Israel are running around accusing everybody of anti-Semitism. People who say that the state of Israel has no right to exist are like, no, you're the anti-Semite. I'm like, no, I think you guys are closer to the Nazis on a lot of issues than I would ever be, by the 100%. Way. We should talk about Biden. Somebody asked Biden about Trump.
Yes.
And in a moment of lucidity, old man Biden actually kept his mouth shut. So let's watch this.
Mr. President, do you think that the charges against Trump are politically motivated? No comment.
Sheila, when it comes to Sleepy Joe Biden, no comment is the best possible comment he can make on anything, including what's your favorite flavor of ice cream, okay? Because
look at how startled and lost he is. He looks like he just broke out of the nursing home away from his nurses, and they're just ready to call the police because an Alzheimer's patient has wandered away from the home. Look how he's sort of off kilter and doesn't know what's happening. And it's like, Joe, you're the president. You're the president, Joe.
But you know what, Sheila? I wish I had the power to read someone's mind, because maybe Biden doesn't agree with this. There was several federal courts that said, no, there's no there. And for the reasons I stated earlier, making Trump a folk hero, a martyr, you name it. And if he's going to be running for re-election, this could mean really bad news. So maybe Biden doesn't think that Trump should be prosecuted. And also think of the precedent this is setting. Now, maybe when Biden is out of office, suddenly some court comes a calling regarding his behavior and maybe his son's behavior. So I'm not so sure he's all in on this myself, Sheila.
Giving Biden way too much credit. I don't think he has a clue really what's going on. You just saw the same video as me where he just stumbles out of a building in front of the cameras and he's like, oh, no comment. It's no comment because he doesn't know what's going on. And by the time old man Biden is no longer in office, I mean, I think I honestly don't think he's long for this side of the dirt. So I don't know how going after him on just to punish him for what the Democrats have done. I just don't see the Republicans doing it.
But Ron DeSantis, the fabulous governor of Florida, he did have a comment and he nailed it yet again, Sheila. He said this is the weaponization of the legal system to advance a political agenda. And when you do that, guess what category you fall into as a nation? You are suddenly a banana republic. This is what dictatorships do.
Hang on. Hold on. This is what Justin Trudeau did to the truckers.
No, you're absolutely right. And sorry, I had a mic issue there. No, Sheila, you're absolutely right. And this is why I think if you are a smart Democrat, and forget about Democrat, Republican, Independent, if you care about the United States of America, this great republic, the Constitution, then you are not supporting this. Even if you hate Trump, even if you despise the man, this is an attack on the U.S. political body by weaponizing the legal system, as Mr. DeSantis said.
Yep, I agree 100%. I think a lot of this, we're going to learn more when the indictments are unsealed. We're just going to see the depths to which the Democrats would stoop to rig the next election in their favor. I probably just got us kicked off of YouTube by suggesting that, but that's
Oh, jeez.
oops. That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.